Of course, I waited until the night before to start my college English Shakespeare project. I'll have it done by tomorrow morning. And it's 400 points! I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know nothing about William Shakespeare or the Tempest. RK's gonna kill me. Ugh, you know what would be really helpful right now? If somehow, some way, William Shakespeare himself just walked right through that door to help me out a little, you know?
A few moments later.
'Tis I, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare? What are you doing here in 2020? Well, I heard you needed a little bit of help with your college English Shakespeare project. I thought I'd lend a helping hand. Thank you so much, but we better get started. We have a lot of work to do. Could you start by maybe telling me a little bit about yourself? Why, of course I can. Hello, governors. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the wondrous me. I'm going to take this little thing off because I think it's gone a little bit out of style since my time. Where to start? I know. I, William Shakespeare, a renowned... Oh, don't I just look mighty dashing in that photo? Oh, gosh. Anyways, I, William Shakespeare, a renowned poet, writer, and... Whoa, hold up there, William. What? What's the problem? Dude, they can't understand a word you're saying with that thick, weirdly Australian accent. Just let me do this part. But I want to do this part. I'm not giving it, Peter. No, give it to me. William Shakespeare, a renowned English poet, playwright, and actor, was born on April 23, 1564, in Stratford-upon-Avon to Mary Arden and John Shakespeare. He was the third of 8 children, of whom 3 died in childhood. Although there are no personal documents to account for his school years, Shakespeare's literary works tremendously demonstrate the excellent education he received at the Stratford Grammar School. Here, amongst many things, he learned about Latin grammar and Roman literature. However, he had to drop out of school at 13 years old due to family issues. When he turned 18, he married Anne Hathaway, a woman 8 years older than him, and had 3 children with her, Susanna, Hamnet, and Judith. Shakespeare wrote many plays like The Comedy of Errors and The Taming of the Shrew before 1592, and some of his most famous plays between the 1590s and 1612, including The Tempest. He died on April 23, 1616, at the age of 52, and was buried inside a Stratford church. Now that I know a little bit more about you, is there any way you could teach me about your play The Tempest? I'm supposed to be watching a reenactment of one of the scenes, Act 2, Scene 1, coming up pretty shortly, and I don't really know anything about that play. Is there any way you could give me some background information and tell me what happens leading up to that scene? Why, I would love to. You know, Tempest is by far the best play ever written, and anyone who didn't do it for the Shakespeare project is very much missing out. What on God's earth is this creature? We didn't have these back in my day. Act 2, Scene 1 from The Tempest features Prospero, Miranda, and Ferdinand. Ferdinand and Miranda are going to become lovers throughout the play, and Prospero is Miranda's father and the rightful Duke of Milan. Leading up to this section, we find that Prospero has been ousted by his scheming brother Alonso, who has stolen Prospero's title as Duke of Milan. Prospero, Miranda, and his 2 servants, Ariel and Caliban, have been exiled to an island where they have remained for 12 years. Wait, I heard of this play. We talked about it in college English. Prospero then orchestrates a storm to sink the passing ship, which Alonso, his brother, Ferdinand, and other men are on, with the power of Prospero's magic books. Give that back to me. This is my part, remember? Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, the men survive the storm and wash up on the island with everyone separated. The men roam the island in search of Ferdinand. Ariel, Prospero's servant, leads Ferdinand to Prospero, who tasks Ferdinand with the servant's work. This scene portrays Miranda and Ferdinand falling in love. Why, look up, my daughter, and say what thou seest yond. Oh my, you must be the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Well, I've only really seen my father in Caliban, which isn't that impressive. But I am in love with thee, strange man. I might call thee a thing divine. and die with you. I am Ferdinand, Prince of Naples. I wonder if you be made or no. They've changed eyes, delicate Ariel. I must make uneasy, or their prize shall be light. For thou must appreciate thy love. Thou dost usurp the name thou owest not. You are none other than a spy on man, and I will imprison you at once. I have placed a charm on you, for I can disarm thee and make thy weapon fall. Father, no! Silence! One more word shall make me chide thee. You know nothing of love, for you are simply smitten with the first man to walk across thy island. Imprison me then. Behold this maid, for she is all I have. And if I might admire thy beauty from a cell, then space is enough have I such in prison. After the scene where Miranda and Ferdinand fall in love, the play jumps back to another part on the island where Alonso and the rest of the men on the ship are stranded. Remember, Alonso is the king of Naples who stole his brother Prospero's title as the Duke of Milan. So, Alonso, his brother Sebastian, Antonio, and Gonzalo are in the unknowing presence of invisible Ariel. Ariel plays solemn music and sends everyone to sleep apart from Sebastian and Antonio. It is important to note that with Ferdinand thought to be dead, Sebastian is next in line for the throne if anything were to happen to Alonso. Antonio and Sebastian have been plotting an opportunity to kill Alonso so Sebastian can become king. Ironic, isn't it? Now they try to kill the sleeping men, but Ariel awakens them before they get the chance. Elsewhere, Prospero's servant Caliban is collecting wood when he runs into the ship's jester and butler. They all get drunk together and Caliban convinces the butler, Stefano, to kill Prospero and rule the island, promising Stefano that he could have Prospero's beautiful daughter as his queen of the island. They plan to take his magic book and kill him during his nap. Ariel overhears this murderous plot and leaves to tell Prospero right away and distracts the plotting men throughout the rest of the acts. While all of this is happening, Ferdinand is hard at work to try and prove to Prospero that he is worthy to marry his daughter. Miranda proposes marriage and Ferdinand accepts. Prospero agrees with this proposal as long as they become officially married and prepares a celebration of spirits and nymphs for Ferdinand and Miranda. Alonso and his men are still on the hunt for Ferdinand, so Prospero turns Ariel into a harpy and scares them off. Prospero then orders Ariel to bring Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio to him. The three men are astonished to find Prospero alive after he had been exiled wrongly to a deserted island. Prospero confronts each man about his sins and forgives them. Ariel then fixes the ship and fetches the plotting men. After telling Ariel in the beginning of the play that he would set him free if he helped with Ferdinand and Miranda, he fulfills his promise and also forgives Caliban. In his closing speech, Prospero says he is done with magic and asks the audience for forgiveness and freedom. I guess learning about the Tempest and William Shakespeare really wasn't as awful as I thought it was going to be. Now tell me, William, what exactly was the importance and the meaning behind that scene that was reenacted between Miranda and Ferdinand and Prospero? Well, you see, Miranda and Ferdinand's relationship in The Tempest is so important and central to the story because it represents innocent love at first sight. Despite Prospero's wishing to control the relationship and the havoc that takes place throughout the story, Miranda and Ferdinand remain pure and unaffected, unlike the other characters. Could you also help me out with some of the themes that were displayed throughout the entire play? The supernatural is a huge theme within the play, revolving around Prospero's magic and Ariel's significant role in the story. The art of theater is also a theme found within The Tempest. Prospero's magic and the art of theater are undoubtedly similar, posing Prospero as a skillful director, the way he manipulates the action in the story. The Tempest also seems obsessed with the concept of imprisonment, both literal and figurative. I mean, Prospero and Miranda are forced to live on a remote island, where Prospero enslaves Caliban and forces Ariel to do all of his bidding. Betrayal, along with compassion and forgiveness, play a huge role in the end of the story too, I think, where Prospero forgives the betrayal of his brother. You hit that one square in the head, love. Now tell me, darling, what do people say about The Tempest nowadays? Well, from what I've heard, The Tempest is known as a romantic piece and one of your dramatic fine arts. Many people think it debates over the topic of colonialism and compassion, and that it's one of your more dramatic pieces. what do you think of this piece? I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think it's a lot easier to follow than some of your other plays, and the ending is a lot happier than some of your other plays, that's for sure, so I definitely did enjoy the story. Well, Shakespeare, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and thank you so much for helping me on this presentation. There's no way I could have gotten it done without your help. Are you sure that's all there is to it? Nothing that you could help with. I don't think you know how to use a computer. All I have left to do is make an annotated bibliography just to show Mr. Anderson that I didn't steal that information that I just presented from my project and claimed it as mine. Because, that's plagiarism. Huh, I never used one of those. Maybe that's why everyone thinks my plays aren't mine. Wait, what? Never mind. Ta-ta!